Hello everybody and welcome to 10 You Out Boxing, and I just thought I'd jump on here. It's been on for a while, but really I wanted to talk about this Naseem Hamed, Brendon ingle kind of situation or non-situation, but to do with this this premiere film that's come out, Giant. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm hoping to see it soon, but the row that's kind of developed. I don't know if you've seen anything with Johnny Nelson defending Brendon ingle over the percentage that he made from Naseem Hamed, and he's got a bit of a beef at the moment about Naseem Hamed bringing it up at this time, the 25%. I grew up watching Naseem. He was like a hero of mine, and I'm sure to most boxing fans he was a hero of theirs. He was similar age to me. Amazing fighter. We loved to follow him because of the way he spoke, the way he acted. You know, some people said it was arrogance, some people said it was confidence. But in the ring, there's no doubt he was an amazing fighter, one of the best fighters this country's ever produced. So he was a pleasure to watch and to follow at the time. And I think at the time, you don't really know as a fan what's going on behind the scenes. And the whole breakup with Brendon, it kind of just flew over my head. You know, at the time, it was like, well, I don't really care. I don't really care about his trainer. I don't really care who's in charge of the background, Frank Warren, whoever. It was a case of, I just want to see this guy fight. You know what I mean? Whether he's going to America, whether he's going here, fighting Augie Sanchez, whoever it is. I just want to see this guy fight. And that's what it was all about. So to me, at the time, obviously, I knew there was a split. And I think he went on, I don't know who it was, Oscar Suarez or somebody, become his trainer after that. But at the time, like I said, it didn't really register too much. It was just because we focus on the fighters, don't we? You know, obviously the hardcore will focus on behind the scenes. I mean, even now I do, obviously. I focus on a lot more than just the fighters and just the boxing, you know, the whole politics of it. But at the time I was younger, it was all about the fighters. But yeah, since this film's come out, we've got all this. Naseem kind of says he weren't involved in the film. He's turned up at the premieres. You know, he's bigging it up. And but he has had a few digs at ingle to do with the money side, and to say that Brendon was all about the money, if I can quote Johnny. Now Johnny's come out and defended him big time, and I think if you know boxing, you'd know that Johnny's quite a sincere person. Yeah, and I know there's always different sides to the story, but I think Johnny's quite a sincere person. And if you go and watch any of the interviews he's done recently, you know, he's very consistent in what he's saying. I think it's a case of this 25% standard. This 25% is what everybody got told when they went to that gym. You know, even from a young age, from what I've heard. And that's listening to Dom Ingle. It's just a standard thing. 25%. But I think it was a case of, obviously, as Naseem started to get bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, now we're talking millions, you know. So I think, you know, if you're earning £20 million and you're giving away a couple of £1 million, that's a couple of £1 million, you know. And I think it's a bit greedy, because when you're giving away a couple of £1 million, you're thinking, that's a couple of £1 million. I can do a lot with a couple of £1 million. Why should he get so much? I'm the star. You know, if he was earning £100 and he was giving away 20, then it's not really going to register that much. It's, well, I'll give him £20. Yeah, fine. Sounds fine. But obviously, the more you earn, the more comes in. You start hitting millions. Then £1 million is a lot of money. And to give away £1 million, if you think about it too deeply, can be a hard thing to do, even if somebody deserves it. So I think there's a bit of greed. I think there's a bit of greed there. Do you know what I mean? And I think Johnny was right. He did become too big for himself in a way. Even though I love this guy and I watched this guy and I followed him, I'm a bit disappointed, like Johnny is. I'm a bit disappointed in what I've been hearing. So I get Johnny on this one. It's a shame, because what Johnny said was he should just leave it, not even bring that up. You know, it's not about that. You know, that whole film should just be celebrating Brendon. You know, Brendon's not with us anymore. It should be just about celebrating Brendon, and also Hamed as well, for what he done. It should just be a celebration. You know, bringing up stuff like Brendon's all about the money. I've heard enough stories to tell me that it wasn't about the money. You've just got to go and listen to some of Johnny's interviews lately, and you'll hear some stories on there where it wasn't about the money. This guy used to give away everything. This guy used to give away money to people. He used to give away his clothes to people. He used to drive around in a second-hand car. It wasn't about money. He wasn't the flash guy. He just wanted what was fair, I think. He just wanted what was fair and what was standard. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed myself listening to Naseem Hamed. You know, putting Brendon down a little bit. You know, I just think it's a bit of a shame, because I think Naseem, I think he's got a good heart deep down. He has got a good heart. I think, but there was a part of him that you know, the arrogance he had, which I think he had to have to be successful to the degree he was successful. But that arrogance, I think that needs to chill a bit as you get older. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's slightly disappointing. But anyway, like and subscribe, guys, if you can, and tune in for the next one. Cheers.